Humans have been inhaling smoke for thousands of years, sometimes for medicine, sometimes just for fun. But 4,000 years ago, in ancient Egypt, the pipe was born. But here's the kicker. They didn't have tobacco yet. They were smoking random, sometimes poisonous plants. Fast forward to the 15th century. Columbus hits America and sees locals smoking dried tobacco leaves. Europe falls in love. But back then, the pipe was the ultimate status symbol. It was luxury. If you were poor and couldn't afford a pipe, you'd roll tobacco in a scrap of paper or a leaf. This was the first cigarette, and society hated it. If you smoked a cigarette, people thought you were poor, low class, or even criminal. In the late 1800s, the saying was, if you smoke paper, you're either a child or a woman. Everything changed in 1880. An American named James Bonsack invented a machine that could roll cigarettes automatically. Suddenly, cigarettes were cheap and everywhere. But the stigma remained. The elite hated it. The New York Times even wrote in 1884 that the Spanish Empire collapsed because they smoked too much. Henry Ford and doctors preached against it, saying tobacco was worse than alcohol. It got so bad that in 1895, the U.S. banned cigarettes in 15 states. But you know how bans work. They just made it more popular. The black market boomed. But the real explosion was waiting for a world war. World War I didn't just destroy cities, it rebuilt the tobacco industry. Before the war, cigarettes were a joke. After, usage skyrocketed up 50% in England and over 100% in the US. Why? Because the army gave cigarettes to soldiers for free. It was the only thing that calmed their nerves in the hell of the trenches. General Pershing even wrote, "To win this war, we need bullets and we need cigarettes." Millions of young men returned home as heroes, but they also came home as addicts. Suddenly, smoking wasn't for criminals. It was for heroes. By the time World War II hit, tobacco companies went for total domination. American soldiers alone smoked 92 billion cigarettes during the war. Here is the irony. The only government strictly anti-smoking back then? The Nazis. They ran huge anti-tobacco campaigns. So, what did American companies do? They marketed smoking as freedom. If you didn't smoke, maybe you were a fascist. They also tapped into the final market, women. They used glamorous ads to put cigarettes in the hands of half the population they had missed. It wasn't until the 1980s that America woke up and started banning smoking in public. The US numbers crashed. But Europe? They kept puffing away. Today, the US smokes less, but Europe still loves it. The highest smoking rate? Myanmar at 43%. The lowest? Turkmenistan, where it's totally banned. From a beggar's habit to a soldier's comfort to a global killer. That is the dirty history of the cigarette. Subscribe for more history they don't teach you in school.